Hey there, you're watching Miss Mur, a channel where you can get your low and high profile murder mystery crimes in under 15 minutes. So let's start off in the beautiful country of Belize, in the city of San Pedro. This is where Henry Jemmott would be shot dead by his good friend, Jasmine Hartin. This story is full of murder, mystery, and money. Jasmine Hartin was born in 1989 in Kingston, Ontario, Canada. She was one of 9 siblings and step-siblings and grew up in a poor household. Her mother would often have to scrounge for food for them. After she graduated high school, she attended dental school in hopes of helping out the poor and needy. During her schooling, she had some opportunities to do some missions in some underdeveloped countries, one of these leading her to Belize. She fell in love with the area and the party lifestyle and decided to live there, and soon changed her career from dentist to real estate agent. Soon after she started her career as a real estate agent, she met a man named Andrew Ashcroft through work. He was looking to purchase land in the area for development. Andrew Ashcroft is a wealthy real estate developer, and the youngest son to Lord Michael Anthony Ashcroft, billionaire businessman in the UK. She couldn't resist his charm and money, and they soon fell in love and had twins. Andrew had dreams of building a resort in San Pedro, and Jasmine followed along in those dreams. And on May 7, 2001, they had the grand opening to the Elia.
For Jasmine and I, it marks the fulfillment of a dream to create the Elia Resort in Belize and the official opening day today.
They looked so happy that day, but behind closed doors, they weren't getting along so well. Just a couple weeks later, on May 23rd, Jasmine would attend a party where she would allegedly get assaulted. She called who she considered a good friend and her protector, Henry Jemmott. Henry Jemmott was a superintendent in San Pedro and had followed in his older sister's footsteps and joined the force in his early 20s. He was the father of 4 girls and 1 boy. Jasmine called him in a panic that night, and Henry drove an hour to help his friend out. They had apparently had a conversation that night that Henry had wanted Jasmine to get a gun to protect herself in case she had run into a situation like this again. A few days later, on May 26th, Jasmine got a call from Henry saying he needed to blow off some steam, asking her if she could hook him up with a place at the Elia for a couple nights. Henry got there the next day, and later that night, Jasmine, Henry, and Andrew were supposed to meet for a drink. But Andrew couldn't make it, so Jasmine met Henry at one of the units alone. They chatted and had a few drinks. It was a beautiful night, so they decided to walk down to the pier. So romantic. This is where things start to get a little confusing. Apparently, Henry had asked Jasmine to unload the clip to his gun to see if she could do it. As he helped her do it, she recalls him taking out the bullets and putting them down beside him. She was under the impression the gun was empty and put the gun beside her. Now again, according to Jasmine, Henry had mentioned that his shoulders were bothering him and asked her if she could get behind him and massage his shoulders. So she did. It was approaching 1 a.m. and they decided to head back in. And according to Jasmine, this is when Henry would ask her to hand him back his gun. At this point, a nearby security guard would hear a gunshot go off. Jasmine would describe a feeling of warmth coming over her, then realizing it was Henry bleeding onto her. She tried to wiggle her body out from underneath him to render aid, but he was too heavy and she felt his body slip into the water. On May 28, 2021, at 12:45, Henry Jemmott was shot behind his ear, and his lifeless body would float into the ocean. Jasmine and the security guard would call 911 and they would rush to the scene. She would at first tell the police that Henry was shot by somebody driving by in a boat, but then would later admit to shooting him. Oh, did I forget to mention she was found with cocaine in her purse? But it wasn't hers. This once socialite, used to her glamorous lifestyle of the rich, now hauled off and thrown behind bars, only to wait for what could be her future. On June 9, 2021, Jasmine was convicted of manslaughter with negligence. The offense carries a maximum sentence of 9 months or a fine of $5,000 US. She spent the weekend in the San Pedro jail and then was released on bail. Henry Jemott's family was clearly not satisfied by the outcome of this. As Jasmine's battle in court continued, her battle with Andrew had just started. Andrew had decided he wanted full custody of the twins and wasn't going to let Jasmine see them. She was then again arrested in July for trying to collect her belongings and see her children.
Right now I'm just trying to process the fact that I'm being detained and the officer here is unable to tell me why, because apparently there's a charge against me. All I did was try to collect my personal belongings and see my children.
Because this was Jasmine's second offense, she was looking at spending time in the Haitieville prison. until funds were available to bail her out. Luckily for her, that was only a few days of living in a scorpion-infested cell. Jasmine's case has been postponed a few times now, and is set to start again in September 2022. Jasmine was cut off from all Ashcroft family matters and funds, and a GoFundMe page was set up for her and her legal fees. In my opinion, it doesn't seem like there's much motive to the murder in this situation, unless Henry had witnessed her do or say something that she didn't want him talking about. So drop a comment below, let me know your thoughts on this video and what you think her motive could have been, and please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification buttons while you're at it. Thanks for watching!